45 years seems like a long time, but for those of us who have lived through the rapid changes that have happened in Rwanda, it seems like a short time. Much has been achieved by Rwandans working together under the committed and visionary leadership of His Excellency Paul Kagame, the President of Rwanda and Chairperson of FPR INKOTANYI, and of course also with our partners. But much hard work remains ahead. This is why we are also so pleased to be able to stop for a moment and take some time to reflect on what liberation has meant for us and others around the world. We need more tangible actions on the ground rather than words and documents for sustainable socio-economic transformation. And this for not only at national level, but also at continental level. For today's conference is expected to help move in that direction.
Even the what and the how, actually in theory have been answered, or at least people know. And that's what we get from these discussions every time, whether it is here, or Davos, or Addis, or Singapore, or New York, or wherever. We've been places, all of us. And we've been in search of what is it that we can do in Africa to put the transformation journey on track as we wish to. So actually the problem which Donald talked about also is that implementation. It's actually the main issue. You said that you are not saying that there are no implementation issues. Actually, this is the problem. Forget about the how or the what. The how and the what have been answered by you even now on the sitting there in the panel. They have been answered before, several times, for years. When it comes to doing things, we either do nothing or do the wrong things. That's the implementation. So at first I thought that's what Achareke was alluding to. So how many conferences, how many experts, how many times do we have to discuss what and how? Because we've discussed that for years, for long, for many times. But the question is, when do we get to do what we have even agreed is what is needed to be done? It's implementation. I rest my case. The ownership still comes back to the ownership of what? The ownership of how? It always comes to that. But let me tell you just a simple story. We have in all kinds of stories in our traditions and so on and so forth. Even animals learn. There is a story here in Rwanda about the leopard. The leopard went for the kill of the animals, of the herdsmen and the women in Rwanda. So it tried to kill a calf, and people heard noises and went and saved the calf. So they went back to the house and they were celebrating the calf survived. And they started talking to each other. And the leopard was still nearby, behind the hut, listening. And the people said, inside the hut were saying, you know, if this leopard had gone for the neck, we wouldn't be having our cow. So from that time, the leopard went for the neck. And every time it goes for the kill, it gets its kill. So how can we be there listening to what makes the kill and we don't do it?
Imyaka 35 nivyo hariyo twebwe mikenya tutazi. Imyaka y'urugamba ntayo twovuga ko tuyizi. Ariko imyaka FPR Inkotanyi iri ku butegetsi ha mu Rwanda turabona ivyagiye birakogwa. Iterambere turabona ko ryahabaye. Cyane iterambere je mvuga nti nk'uwaza mu Rwanda kenshi iterambere bivuga nti rifatiye ku bintu bibiri. Icambere umutekano mu gihugu. Ica kabiri isuku. Ivyo nkagira nti nakabirya umugabo FPR Inkotanyi washize mu gihugu kugira ngo kibashe gutera imbere ndetse n'amakungu acizere. Ikindi novuga nuko bujyanye abanyagihugu bari ku kivi bariko barakora bagakora batekaniwe itambere rashoboka. Ivyo rero twarabibonye ndetse mbere novuga nti uno munsi aho Rwanda rugeze mu vyiterambere rashobora kubera karorero n'ibindi bihugu bibanyi bidusangiye umuryango. Muri myaka rero tubona ko Rwanda rwarateye intambwe kandi turabishima vy'ukuri. Ku butumire baduhaye nabwo turahakwiye ivyigwa by'uno munsi. Mbega politiki ibereye ni yahe? Murazi ko cyo twahereye ko mu gatondo twayibonye. Politiki ishira imbere bwa mbere umwene gihugu. Politike abari mu ndongozi zayo batibagira iyo bavuye. Politike kandi ibona yuko abari mu ndongozi uko bakura ariko bagomba kuduza abari mu nyuma yabo kugira ngo by'ukuri ya ntumbero iba yarihaye ntihagarare.
One of the most impressive thing that you have done is your intergenerational policy. Bringing young people into responsible positions whilst the elder ones are still alive. Therefore, we can have that intergenerational mix. Very important. I understand that the average age of the government ministers is around 45. If that's correct, it makes the South African government very old. And what piece of advice? Continue doing the good things that you're doing. Continue carrying the torch for the African Renaissance, pushing the African agenda very strongly. Continue to make the city of Kigali clean. And continue the developments that you are making. You know, one of the interesting things I was asking about this conference center, and I was told that although it belongs to the party, but it is actually privately managed. That kind of change in mindset is very important.
Rwandese, your biggest problem is you have done so well. And when you do so well, you will be attacked left, right, and center. Do you get my point? So when you are attacked, feel proud. Yes. So don't stop doing that problem. Your second problem is the people you thought have vanished, they are coming back through the back doors. You hear some comments, they are talking about eliminating people called Banyamulenge. There is no tribe called Banyamulenge. It doesn't exist. But in Kinyarwanda, there is Omurenge, which is probably a village, or those who live together, probably have met them in DRC. Now, when you see an international media giving a space to the very same voices that resembles what happened prior to the genocide, that's very dangerous. And that international media has tried to edit your history here. Recently, they claimed 1 million people didn't die. Then they said maybe the number was 400,000. But let's talk about even 10,000 dead bodies. You put those dead bodies at Amauro Stadium. How horrible would that look? They tried with documentaries. They are very powerful. They have finances. We have to fight them wherever you are. If you don't, I'm afraid everything will go back.
45 years seems like a long time. But for those of us who have lived through rapid changes that have happened in Rwanda, it seems like a short time. Much has been achieved by Rwandans working together under the committed and visionary leadership of His Excellency Paul Kagame, for President of Rwanda and Chairperson of FPR INKOTANYI, and of course also with our partners. But much hard work remains ahead. This is why we are also so pleased to be able to stop for a moment and take some time to reflect on what liberation has meant for us and others around the world. We need more tangible actions on the ground rather than words and documents for sustainable socio-economic transformation. And this for not only at national level, but also at continental level. For today's conference is expected to help move in that direction.